Hey everybody, Flubier Collector here. It is the tail end of Easter Sunday, so hoping that you all had a fantastic holiday and were able to enjoy it with your family and spend time in whatever way you were able to spend with family members and friends by way of whatever technology enabler you have. But anyway, wishing you all a safe time during these crazy times, and hope again you had a great Easter. Just in my time, I've been trying to hit at different aspects of my collection and trying to do some preparation for some submissions and things like that. Once we come out of this this tunnel that we're in, kind of just locked into things. So anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you tonight, and hope you enjoy. So the first item I'll show, this just goes to my autographed baseball collection. It's almost exclusively Chicago Cubs related individuals. Specifically, the intent or target for me is for all of the 25 active player or roster player Cubs that were on their 2016 World Series championship team. I want to get an autograph their players on baseballs to go out in my clubhouse. And so the ones that I'm showing tonight have already been PSA graded. I either purchased them that way or had sent them in. So this will be a two-parter. Tonight I'm just going to show the PSA ones, and then the dominant collection of baseballs that I have are non-PSA graded. They're either not graded at all, that I received in person at say a Cubs convention or something like that, or Beckett, JSA, some MLB, and some Fanatics. So I'll show those in a different video. But anyway. The one you're looking at here is on the World Series Gold, or the Gold World Series ball. I don't really care what ball they're on as long as it's pretty much kind of an official Rawlings baseball. But this particular one is for Travis Wood. Surprisingly enough, he's actually one of the more expensive ones to purchase, or in terms of evaluation. He just doesn't sign as much, and I don't know that he's in the game anymore. I think he was trying to be a starter somewhere. But in any case, he's one that usually carries a fairly hefty price tag for some reason. Well, that reason being probably rarity. So anyway, that's Travis Wood, and we've got Justin Grimm. He's just on a regular official Rawlings baseball. And we have Jason Hayward. Pretty clean autograph there. I think this particular one I actually picked up from him at a Cubs convention and submitted it myself. We got C.J. Edwards. Again, one I received in person at the Cubs convention. We got Wilson Contreras. This was a neat one. It was actually, I went to the Cubs convention. I took my oldest boy and went with a friend and his boy to the Cubs convention, and we got a tip that in one of the rooms, it was a kids themed room. Wilson Contreras was going to be making a special appearance, and so we kind of positioned ourselves in the room. And when he came in, he literally sat right next to my boy and my friend's boy, and they were able to get autographs from Wilson. And the kids all, in anticipation of Wilson showing up, had written him letters to give him when he came and stuff like that. So it was a really neat moment for them, and Wilson couldn't have been more professional, more friendly. And made it really a fun time for the kids. So this ball is kind of special to me. That's Wilson Contreras. And this one here, we got Kyle Schwarber, my Indiana boy. He's kind of near and dear to my heart. He's one of my favorite Cub players. He's probably destined at some point, we'll see, to the American League, but we'll take him as long as we can have him and make it work. But anyway, he was Indiana Hoosier graduate, and anyway, that's the university that I really like. So anyway, Kyle Schwarber. And we have, the Mike Montgomery. So he was the pitcher that was pitching at the time the Cubs actually clinched. He pitched it, ground ball to Bryant at third, over to Rizzo for the final out. So that one's kind of near and dear just because he was the pitcher on the mound that made that final pitch. So Mike Montgomery. Then we've got a little lesser known, and again, kind of a little bit more, could be on the pricier side. I don't know that that's continuing to be true, but Chris Coughlin. Definitely an autograph that's, I don't know, I like the autographs that you can actually read who they are, not just ones that just inherently write sloppy. That would be me. I would probably be a pretty sloppy autograph writer just because of my penmanship, but you know, I guess you can see it kind of once you're there, but I mean, anyway, I prefer the autographs that you can read pretty clearly. Like this one here, Ian Happ. He wasn't. There was a Cubs convention. Ian Happ autograph that I got. Again, yeah, it's actually surprisingly super friendly. So that's Happer. And here, the last one, we actually, so the year we went to the Cubs convention, which would have been, actually we didn't go the very following year, we went in 2018. They had pull tabs, and you basically, sometimes you got just a discount in the store, and other times you actually pulled an autograph, and we were lucky enough to pull an autograph line ticket for Chris Bryant. And so that's Chris Bryant, and again, super friendly. He really took the time to talk to my boy, and an autograph that's legible, and it's definitely one of our special balls just because of getting lucky and then just getting to meet Chris Bryant and stuff like that. So that was really cool at the convention. So these next little items I'm going to show are just some additional ones that I've gotten, Cubs convention or otherwise, or have some type of a meaning. This one's an Eddie Butler, one that we had gotten. Nothing really special other than the fact that we got that one in person. I'm not even sure if Butler's with the Cubs anymore. I kind of lost track here. This particular one, former Cub manager, the Mariners, Scott Service. This one's kind of special just because the Scott Service's parents knew or know my parents, who both were former hardware store owners and operators, and so just in the course of their hardware businesses and trade shows and whatnot like that they would attend, they got to know his parents a little bit. So he's kind of always been kind of an offshoot guy that I've always rooted for and wished the best for. So anyway, Scott Service. And here's my probably my favorite all-time Cub, Dave Kingman. So that was a ball, and to be honest with this one, I don't even recall exactly where I picked it up, but it came with it came on a stand that had the ball autographed, as well as a Dave Kingman baseball card that was autographed as well. And so anyway, I took the assembly apart and separated the card from the baseball, but just a neat ball, Dave Kingman. And then this particular one actually has an autograph on it, and I got it in person. I got it as a kid. But the neat thing about this ball to me is less about the autograph, but actually it's on an original rag ball. For those that don't know, rag ball was a kind of safety ball, if you will, years and years ago. And there was a place here that made them locally. It's got like a faux printed stitching on there, and it's filled with basically like rag remnants. And it was actually a really neat ball. I don't know if someone would call it a smush ball or a mush ball, but they really held up well. Anyway, I just so the autograph that's on it is Dave Bergman. He was actually out in our community to do some fishing, and he happened to go into one of the businesses in town, which was just down the street from my parents' hardware store. And I think I was in there playing a video game, because they had a video game up at the front, like an arcade game, 25 cents at the time probably. And anyway, I recognized him. He was a Detroit Tiger. So anyway, buzz hit town, and I think I ran back to my folks' store, and somewhere there was a rag ball of mine, and I took it down there. That was the only thing that I had to get an autograph on, except it could have been a blank sheet of paper. But so I've had it through the years and kept it. So that's the rag ball, and the autograph. Autograph is is right there. Old Dave Bergman. It's kind of held up pretty well, actually, for giving a pen on cloth. But so anyway, original rag ball. And then just a couple other quick items. This is actually a baseball card. This is a Topps Now. And this was the moment commemorating Miguel Montero's National League Championship Series Game 1 home run, Grand Slam at Wrigley Field to put the Cubs up 7-3 in the bottom of the what would have been bottom of the 8th inning, I guess. The Cubs had just in the top half of the inning had given up 2 runs. Aroldis Chapman came in, gave up 2 runs to have a 3-3 tie, and really just the air had just completely Wrigley Field was deflated, on pins and needles, given the Cubs' history and whatnot. And then this moment happened. He came in, pinch hit for Aroldis Chapman actually, and blasted a pinch hit grand slam. We were in the upper deck of Wrigley Field, and it was literally shaking. I mean, to the point where euphoria and ultimate concern were happening simultaneously, just given the condition of the concrete and the structures and whatnot, and obviously being a packed place. I have never experienced Wrigley Field in any form outside of that single moment where that place shook so much. And while the fans were still going crazy, Fowler came up. He was the next batter after Montero, and he blasted a back-to-back home run to right field off of an advertising board just over the basket, and this place again just erupted. So just a moment. I was there with my wife. It was one of the few games that collectively we get to go together. It's usually her or myself taking one of the kids, this is just a moment that will be embedded in my mind forever and all in eternity. Sharing that moment as a longtime Cubs fan, my grandfather being pretty much why I'm a Cubs fan, and then being able to share that moment with my wife. So I picked up, actually picked up 2 of them. This is just one I'm going to show. But so anyway, Miggy Montero, Topps Now, and then I don't know how well this is going to show up, but this is. So one of the other things that I have in the Cub house is a small display case. One of my very good friends, pretty much a lifetime friend practically, he's a big beer can collector. So there's a lot of things in my Cub house that have kind of double meaning. Something that draws me in from a sports perspective or something that I'm interested in, but also has a connection to somebody else, whether it be a family member or a friend, perhaps in some cases, perhaps even an event or a location of something that was special to me. And so anyway, I have a little display case that has a bunch of beer cans, specifically Cubs related beer cans. So I've now completely filled the cabinet with different ones. I've got doubles, but I don't need to display any doubles in this cabinet. And this particular one is commemorating the 80th anniversary of Wrigley Field. Old style can, obviously the quintessential beer over the course of the years, Harry Carey and whatnot. But so anyway, the beer can goes in the display case and commemorates my longtime friendship with a friend of mine that is a huge beer can collector. So anyway, that's all I've got to show tonight. Hope you enjoyed the little showcase. And at some point, I think my other one has about 31 autographed baseballs in the batch, so that one will be a video, and that one won't have nearly as many stories as this particular one. But in any case, again, happy Easter, everybody. Be safe, be well to you, your family, friends, and all those things that are important to you. Wish you all the very best, and we'll talk again soon. Take care.